campaign. This is somebody who was committed to Lacey in this moment, and he showed more accountability. People failing to understand the joke, but it was Haybay refusing to accept that the joke was not hers to make. But the worst of it all is that after the chat truly just lays into her, after people are telling herself about what she did, she finally decides to go over and give some sort of apology. But this apology is only going to reveal what she is most concerned about. And heads up, it's not Lacey's health, safety, and well-being.
You're right. Why do you have an impudence in the boss? You can say something that's going to say syntax. Guys, don't say your age. No, that's what I say. Listen, we're going to continue to talk about it. And then when I come over here, you have to embrace me. Oh my God.
The streamer did come over to apologize, but her apology came with explanations, complaints, and more importantly, conditions. She focused heavily on the hate and the criticism that she was receiving from the different communities that saw this incident. She was willing to apologize, but that's if Lacey would, not continue to drag the situation because she was being angry. Step in and control the audience. That was the most important portion to her. Maybe that shit focused away from what happened to Lacey and what was happening to her and her reputation. The apology appeared designed to stop the negative attention rather than to understand why the incident was wrong in the first place. It gave her the responsibility of comparing her image onto a person she had ultimately disrespected. We understand the pattern here. She felt as though she could disrespect somebody and it would lead to some sort of banger clip. And now that she has to spit in what she made, she can't handle it. She wants somebody else to come clean her purpose. Now, she almost feels even entitled to this. I know in the back of her mind, she's thinking to herself, I've seen other people do this before. Why am I getting so much backlash for it? No, I'm just trying to work about pattern recognition. We don't take these isolated incidents and make judgment calls. But before Payday could conceivingly resolve this issue, Lacey. Another clip showed that the problem was larger than just one misunderstanding. Now, I don't think there's any real way around it. Joke or not, spitting in someone's face, especially not water, is flat out disrespectful. And it seems as though Summer Baby and Payday didn't have some sort of relationship where this would be okay to assume that he would be comfortable with it. It's not like they were in some sort of big water fight or anything like that. Once again, another person's discomfort becomes the content. The moment was easy to clip because it had some sort of immediate action, reaction, conflict. The clip did not reveal Payday's creativity or personality. It only reinforced the image that she created by the Lacey. Instead of feeling like one bad decision, it now looked like a repeated approach to making content.
I'm not gonna apologize for what I finished saying. It is what it is. Fuck, we don't fuck with her. Ray tried to pull Lacey out of his wheelchair, and I was like jokingly like, oh, let me take this issue. And I guess I was gonna hurt him. So I'm just apologizing because I didn't know. I mean, they've been throwing around the wheelchairs, right around the wheelchair, like, no, I'm saying this is like, sorry.
This right here to me exemplifies the whole disrespectful streamer issue that is plaguing the streaming world right now. What's worth, Payday got the attention that she was looking for. Almost all the attention became attached with moments where someone else was looking disrespectful. Her apology focused more on stopping the backlash rather than changing the behavior. She appeared to be believing that she was believing the audience's reaction was larger than the problem. The only reason why she did that is because she never questioned the mentality behind her incident. Viewers had little to no reason to believe that it would never happen again, solely because there wasn't another storyline or anything else that she was involved in. It was just, hey, another person thinking that disrespect is some form of content. It was not simply lost the line. It was refusing to consider what she kept doing. When we talk about continual line crossers, there's no person better to look for than the
I appreciate y'all doing the stream, man.
Yeah, hold on. No. Show you. That's a big head. You're better again. You're better. It's because you are. I would take that. I am going. I know that bad. That's what's going on. Is that bad? Yes. Listen, you can't hit this score. It's impossible to hit. Sorry. I didn't know. That's weird. It's a fun. That was what the air comes over there.
Just red like $100 cars. Oh God, that's $300. Set off a chain reaction of 5 days against disrespect created by the mighty DA. But what's really interesting about this clip and the others that will be shown is that if you look closely enough, the mighty DA is as to why he and the audience decided to treat this incident so serious. From his perspective, he thought that ripping up this Pokemon card made some sort of memorable reaction. But from Keem's perspective, someone destroyed property without permission. And that makes sense to a lot of people. Like, if that's what exactly it is. The financial value of the card made the incident worse. But the bigger picture is that even if why would you steal this most like else's property in an attempt to make some sort of content? Only once you learn the value of the card, you can then try to rectify the situation. But much like David's first apology, showed that he believed that the backlash was more unreasonable than his behavior.
For everybody from the Pokemon community and getting mad at me for ripping a Pokemon card we have, I will say I am sorry for wasting the money that it had. I did not do that. It was $300 that worked 25 years in.
Yeah, appreciate y'all joining the stream.
The shops don't go the way they used to. Packs don't rock the way they used to. Hits. Pokemon, basketball, real cards, real prizes, rips by Triumph. Same ritual, pocket size. Get your next card on Rips by Triumph. Big Pop.
He still don't get it, y'all. And I'm actually the fucking weekend to get apology, but whether the card was $3 or $300 or $3,000, there's another way to go about making content other than bringing up subscribers a value. And at this point, my EA is looking at the situation and considered by how it would make them more viral. That's so remember when I said I'm a category left it at that and learned from the behavior. But later on during the Streamer University stint that BA and Keem had, he kept pressing the buttons and put his finger on Keem having to place on streamer.
It's not getting faded, bro. Stop it. Did he rip a hollow? I'm so not about this shit, boys. Not about this shit. I haven't fucking got my head yet. Okay, I'm fucking sick and tired of bullshit. I'm gonna fucking suck. I bitch. Fucking bitch. Don't fucking touch my head again. I gotta bring that coffee. That's disrespectful. That's disrespectful. Also, don't come on me. Don't ever fucking pat my head again. Okay, I'm fucking sick and tired of bullshit. I'm gonna fucking suck. I bitch. I'm gonna get fucking bitch. Don't fucking touch my head again. That's disrespectful.
So the tension is already created between Keem and BA, and instead of saying to himself, you know what, there's probably a different way to do it, I'm gonna go ahead. He decided to continue to press the issue and head tap him and continuously rub his head after getting home. Instead of respecting that boundary, BA continued to push and push and push until ultimately he wasn't just simply failing to read the room, but he was using the discomfort in the room as some sort of concept. What makes the mighty BA situation so tough to me is because for what it's worth, when you looked at his Stream University audition, he seemed to be somebody who was bright, bubbling, and up and coming, but most importantly, creative.
Don't accept me to Streaming University. I have 200 followers. I average 5 viewers. I grew up in the middle of nowhere. I stream in the middle of nowhere. I'm a nobody. Is what I would say if I didn't know who I was. Let me tell you who I am. I love streaming. Streaming brings me joy. Every time I start streaming, I feel like I have a second family. Streaming gives me freedom. It lets me unite with people. It lets me dream.
I don't believe it's possible. They all say it's impossible until someone does it. So maybe the kid who averages 5 viewers with 200 followers who live in the middle of nowhere is the one that looks like it's possible. And I guess that's time. But it seems that he had pitched that his personality is vulnerable in order to chase the disrespect of the market. And why we can only ponder speak to him again. The results of what ultimately showed that it's probably not the best one. His confrontational display to stay in his room. It also followed him into the classroom. Yes, I looked through all your channels. Okay, tell me the last thing I posted. The mighty being close to your first video is pathetic. It's an embarrassment. It's called I've been going with transgender. That's for pathetic. It's just unfair. That's your first video. Mind you, Ludwig was awarded the best professor at Streamer University, and he was trying to give a true and wholesome lesson. Challenged by the mighty BA, he retorted in a way that was fit, embarrassing him. And ultimately, I think the mighty BA thought that he was trying to catch Ludwig lying and get some sort of clip off that would make him look better, but ultimately, it made him look worse at the end of it all. Not only did you have a dog shit video as your first video, then you ultimately tried to make this confrontation into some sort of content, and it flew back on you. This lets me reveal BA was eager to create moments, not in a clear routine a lot of other people's reactions because his own ideas were not strong enough to carry the boat. But when the reaction is built around provoking someone else, eventually other people will get something for it. After most of the University BA responded to this by trying to things. But I think after all of these incidents with reputation on, and he finally stopped asking why everyone hated him and started looking inward. How's today been rough? Ask or this one went pretty rough, right? What has made it difficult? I'm sure your expectations coming in were a lot different than what you actually experienced. What made it difficult was my actions, actually. So, like, how do you feel? Like, what are you going to take away? What's your plan now? What's my plan from here is to flip it and to not do things that I did. You know, the biggest thing that I realized was, like, I didn't fully know these people to do the things that I did.
10 out of 10 friends say you have to go to that wing place, and that pizza shop, and that noodle spot, which you have time for 0 out of 10 nights. Fortunately, DoorDash knows all your neighborhood hotspots, so you can always get the best of what's around. I wish you the best of luck with that. Shake up your dinner routine. Order with DoorDash.
That was the biggest problem. He openly acknowledging that these actions that he did over the past 4 or 5 days ruined his Streamer University experience is very, very telling. He's recognizing in real time that he's become too eager to make some sort of content at the expense of others, and he's seeing that it's backfiring on him. Not only was the community at large not on his side, but he also realized, hey, I might need these to
get the magic dust. With regards to Deltsmith, your path to the Raven, Moon, and Mist Spring is clear. Confront him. Use the dust of discovery and reveal his lies.
At University that went about this disrespectful route when it came to creating content exposed the larger problem about disrespectful clip. Streamers today seemingly lean into that disrespect to chase the moment and the clip and the people. And I think that people have been ignoring it for way too long. Drama!
You said 5 is the show.
Drama doesn't
The 5 is too small to hurt anyone, but will cause unnecessary distraction.
But if you're abused, John, people watch you because you're high risk and funny. Now, if you're high risk and unfunny, you're cooked. You're just a guy that people don't like, and we know examples of that. But if you're funny enough, you can actually pull off the high risk stuff and get away with it. Kai has been on a generational run. I don't know if he knows
Go,
you decisions and just barely getting away with that. I've seen a fucking crazy clip yesterday that can look really bad, but he just keeps getting away with it. It's because he's really, let me tell you about it. Well, you could actually be the most evil person possible, but if people think you're funny enough, they will let it slide. And the opposite is true. You can be the most innocent person possible. But if people don't like you, if you're cooked, you're going to form the bad clip game. I find it very, very telling that in a place and space where you are having the biggest improv collective known to man on one campus, where you have pretty much limitless opportunities, time, and space to get off whatever skit or whatever storyline or do whatever you needed to do. Streamers decided to turn to the disrespect. I think the reason why is because the disrespect is a go-to for the most eager streamers. It's easy. It's simple. The conversation generally doesn't go viral. Hell, they know that it was on their timeline. Confrontation creates a clear emotional reaction. You go on these clipping pages like your Bug or Kick Champs or whoever, you see what is getting the most views. Destroying something, insulting someone, invading their spaces creates an immediate beginning of conflict and some sort of payoff. Clip pages put these captions together that clearly make a villain, they create a victim, and then they get sent to the moon. And when these new streamers see those views go up, they see that as some sort of attention without needing to develop a format, a story, or any sort of personality. This is what makes disrespected like the fastest path for inexperienced streamers. Another person may pay the emotional physical cost while the creator receives the views. And every creator thinks they are funny or charming enough to get away with it. That point that Agent said, you can only do this if you are extremely funny, is probably the most misinterpreted point in his whole correct monologue about this. So the problem is that these content creators up and coming are seeing these clips that are going viral and taking the context out of all of it. What makes this moment okay for this person to do with that person?
You don't know everybody here, and you don't know what makes it. Like with A&P, like we know each other so well now. I know what not to say with who, right? If I call Kai pussy, he's not gonna care. He doesn't care about that. If you call Fana pussy, he gets offended. If I call Aim a bitch, he's not gonna care. If I call Mark from RC a bitch, he gets offended by it. You have to know your personnel. You gotta know your friends. You gotta know what you can say and can't say. The thing about university, you don't know anybody here. You might have accidentally done something that offended somebody. Smaller creators want to have moments, make these moments with friends, with people that they've built relationships with people that they've probably had conversations with about if this thing is okay. They see Rage pulling Lacey out of the scooter or creators insulting each other, and they copy that action. Because of the virality of it all, but they don't understand that there's some sort of relationship. Established creators have years of trial and error, communication, maybe they've done behind closed doors that they will never tell, to make the understanding fine with I'm okay with this, but not okay with that. And for the most part, the audience also understands that dynamic. But when a new creator copies that same action, it doesn't feel invasive. It honestly feels invasive because the trust isn't established at all.
I think a really common issue with clip culture is that people see clips of people acting maybe how wrong it is, but you don't understand why they come and know each other and they both know that this is a joke. That does not mean that you can interact with a stranger or another streamer you don't personally know with that same energy. I feel like there is so much clip farming that happens towards other people where you need to understand banter only works between friends. You see Ray and Cinna, like, shoot shots at each other all the time. That's because they know each other and they both know they're joking. It's funny to one another and it's funny to the audiences. If you go to Cinna and you just start insulting her out of nowhere, that's just rude. That's not funny. She doesn't know you. She doesn't know whether you mean it in a good way or bad way. She doesn't know what your intentions are. So I think maybe we should do a class on that. So I feel like we have normalized clip farming to an extent where it gives people an excuse to just be mean for no reason.
So then we get into a situation like Stream University where there's a room full of creators competing for these clips that they know will go viral. So now it's like a lighter next to gas. One disrespect started going viral, and everyone had a reason to ask them. I'm not going to ask them. I love Prize Picks. $25, get $150 in lineups if you win on Prize Picks. Let's go. Yeah, I'm not going to tell you. Well, fine. Oh, yeah, they made stupid. They made it look stupid. They still it. They get spit on every fucking all day of the hour. What's possible?
You pull on the lever, and you hear a click.
Oh, well, that's actually.
Oh, are you actually dead ass right now? Are you actually dead ass? Are you actually dead ass, bro? No, like, why are you acting like that to me? Don't even fuck with me right now. Like, you know, I'm trying to be nice to you. Like, we're friends. Don't even, no. No, chat, yes, dead ass. This shit's real life. Like, niggas talking about, I'm gonna bring about shootings. I'm like, bro, nigga, we're content creators. What the fuck happened? No sense. I'm like, bro, we're all country. I think we upload on YouTube, stream on YouTube, bro. We're not supposed to be no gangster shit.
Students watch these confrontational moments receive attention almost immediately. Think about it this way. You're a new up-and-coming creator. You don't know what to do. So if I disrespect Duke Dennis, Feared Buck is going to pick it up. And then after that, maybe Kick Champs picks it up. And then maybe after seeing multiple million view clips, a commentary channel like Cameron or Novely or Omizi or DH is going to pick me up and make an entire 16-minute video about me. And then people are going to react to that 16-minute video. And now we're in this endless cycle. The goal is no longer to create the best moment, but let me get a viral clip on top of a viral clip. Everyone begins interrupting the same creators, invading the same spaces, or escalating the same jokes. Hey, this worked on Ben the Don. Let me also do it because I know it works. People stopped approaching these established creators as potential collaborators, and they began approaching them as possible clips. So while everyone was chasing the next viral moment and ignoring the much bigger picture and opportunity that was right in front of them.
I'm warning a lot of people. In my opinion, I feel like I'm going to expel somebody today. I don't know who it's going to be, but I'm going to expel somebody today because I have to now set an example to make people understand that there's a difference between making content and then disrespecting. You feel what I'm saying? So last night I kind of felt disrespected because I was honestly just trying to diffuse a lot of the situation. Yeah, I don't ever try to be, the bad person to slow down everybody, what they got going on, but I got shot in my head today, bro. I got shot in my head. I'm gonna talk about it today, bro. I'm gonna talk about it today. I shot in my head. Nobody said sorry. Nobody said nothing. Nobody did anything.
After that, it began to feel like certain streamers and certain students were taking the situation for granted. This mattered because Stream University gave students the access to the most developed creators that they'll probably never receive again. Yeah, professors, collaborators, members, large streamers surrounding them. And instead of making storylines, being creative and funny, trying to add to the moment, build a sustaining audience afterwards, some students reduce the opportunity to find a fastest way to provoke somebody bigger than them. And this is why this whole situation is short-sighted. They could gain one viral clip while losing dozens of future collaborators. Short-term attention damage the exact relationship True University was supposed to have. Figure it might be a situation that happened at Stream University. It encapsulates a bigger problem in the streaming culture. The university gave them the opportunity to introduce themselves to a mass audience. Folks chose disrespect as the fastest way to gain attention. And technically it worked. They went viral. People discussed them. People learned their names. They got the videos. They got the clips. They got all this. People are talking about them to an extent. But it's also revealed the weakness in building a career around other people's interaction. Maybe ended her Stream University experience feeling more concerned about the backlash and the behavior that created. And actually going to spend time at home that she could have been developing storylines that she had built on campus, defending her honor and her name, and may ultimately be reduced to a girl who faces leg. IBA spent most of his time at Stream University making the same mistake, but eventually admitted that his own mentality may have ruined the opportunity. This doesn't guarantee that BA will change, and it also doesn't mean that Payday can never change. But the current conclusions give us a preview of where the career should go. Now, I don't know how we solve the disrespect issue that's going on in streaming, because for the most part, we're at a place in space where everybody should know that, hey, it's okay for this person to do it. It's probably not okay if you do it, because there's a gap there. We just don't know each other. And I don't know how many commentary videos I can make or others can make to let people know that the life of being a nuisance or disrespectful streamer is not one that you want to live. It can actually land you not just on my channel, but in jail. All in all, if I had to give a word of advice to some players that is that disrespect is not a career. It's not something that provides longevity. It's not something that I will itch my wagon to. And ultimately, you get lost in the sauce, and you no longer become this person's name. You no longer become the mighty BA. You no longer become Payday. You ultimately become the girl who pulled Lacey's leg, or the guy who ripped up the card. And once you get boxed in like that, it'll be damn near impossible to come back. Try more phrase,
being accused of snitching on Yella Beezy. Trap Boy Freddy is now being accused of snitching on Yella Beezy. And he just came out and told the world why. Two men who once celebrated their bond for the whole city to see are now tangled up in one of the ugliest situations Dallas rap has ever seen. Even Freddie broke that bond in more confidence than anyone expected. Yo, what's good, fam? We're about to break down the full story. This friendship, murder for hire case was smart, what the internet got wrong, and what Trap Boy Freddy has really been saying while Yella Beezy sits under house arrest fighting for his life. Because the truth behind this situation is deeper than any snitch label. To understand what is happening right now, you have to understand where these two came from. Both Yella Beezy and Trap Boy Freddy are products of Clip, the Southwest Dallas neighborhood that has produced some of the most authentic trap music Texas has ever heard. It is a community with real history, real struggle, and real consequences. And both of these artists came up in that environment and made it the foundation of everything they created. Yella Beezy, born Marquis DeAndre Conway, came onto the scene through a series of independent mixtapes before his 2017 project Light Work, Volume 2, launched him into a different stratosphere. The song that changed everything was That's On Me, a slow-burning trap anthem with enough swagger and street credibility to travel far beyond Texas. That record took on a life of its own, earning platinum certification from the RIAA and pulling in features from T.I., 2 Chainz, Super Daz, Young Jeezy, and Rich the Kid on the remix. And one of the names on that remix was Trap Boy Freddy. That collaboration was not an accident. Freddy was already in Beezy's world because they came from the same world. Trap Boy Freddy, born with Darius Dantes Moore, built his name from raw energy that this output, his flow, his personality, his street certified credibility, all of it resonated with the same audience Beezy had built. Songs like Lil Quita had built him a fan base that extended well beyond Texas, and his reputation as someone who kept it authentic to his roots gave him the credibility that mainstream success alone could not manufacture. But his journey had not been without turbulence. He carried a criminal history that included weapons and organized criminal activity charges. And in August 2022, U.S. Marshals executed a warrant at his home and found both a firearm and a tiger cub, a moment that somehow managed to become both a serious legal matter and one of the stranger headlines in Dallas rap history. That case resulted in Freddie pleading guilty to being a felon in possession of a firearm and being sentenced to 16 months in federal prison in November 2023. He served his time. Wow, I just got $260. That's more than what I needed for these tickets. Oh!
The day man can give you up to $500 with this account called Extra Cash.
Is it cat or fat? We have to find out because I'm trying to get some concert tickets that's about to sell out. Alright, so I downloaded Dave and look, dang, it says there are no late fees or interest. And I can pay it back at a later date, thank God, because I was paying for a while. It looks like it's good. $500. I'm gonna go to the account. Let's see how much it was. Wow, I just got $260. That's more than what I needed for these tickets. Oh! I can't wait to tell my friends I'm going with them. This is the best money hack ever. Y'all have to download Dave.
Growing up in my hometown, one of my favorite pastimes was driving with friends through open roads, not having to worry about any car logistics at all, like parking, which is why riding an Uber takes a load of stress off my shoulders. Because now, parking will cost hundreds of dollars a month, and finding street parking anywhere is nearly impossible. And when I'm in a rush, I can't always rely on public transportation to get around. With the Uber app, I don't have to stress about trying to find or pay for parking, and instead, I can sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride without having to remember where I'm going. So next time you need to get from A to B and don't want to deal with all the hassle, take it from me and request a ride with Uber.
Came home, and by early 2025, was publicly active again. They ran in the same circles. They came from the same blocks. When it came time to put together a full collaborative project, the decision felt natural. In May 2020, the two dropped I'm My Brother's Keeper through Hitchco Entertainment and 300 Entertainment. 13 tracks, a musical salute to Oak Cliff and the friendship that carried both of them through the come up. The title was not a marketing
decision. It was a statement. These two were presenting themselves to the world as family, as brothers.
You see, my
Men
wolf
who
eyes?
each other
It is
down
as I
and battle
said.
them.
The
That
pair
tears
are
out
in
in
league
May
with the Red
2020.
Claw.
6 months
They
later,
set their
everything
spy to
changed.
destroy us
November 11,
all.
2020,
That
Dallas rapper
Careful,
Luke
Ma.
Murray, born Melvin Noble, was shot and killed on Interstate 35E in broad daylight, the most brazen and shocking attack the city had ever witnessed. Traffic cameras captured the entire sequence. Mo 3's car stopped on the highway. Vehicle sighted. A masked gunman emerged armed and moving with purpose. Mo 3 recognized the danger immediately and bolted from his fallen foot and went southbound on the freeway trying to escape. The gunman gave chase. He caught him and fired multiple shots, striking Mo 3 in the back of the head. Mo 3 was transported to a nearby hospital and died from his injuries. A Dallas rapper was murdered outside of his car on I-35 near the Dallas Zoo. Hello, Steve Eager.
I'm Heather Hayes. It is a stark example of the city's struggle to control violent crime. Police say the victim, a hip-hop musician named Mo 3, was approached by a killer on 35. Both men stopped their vehicles. The victim got out, took off, started running, but was shot several times on the highway. A bystander inside another vehicle was also hit. He was 28 years old. A bystander in a nearby vehicle was also struck by gunfire and survived. The city of Dallas was stunned. The rap community was stunned. And law enforcement immediately began piecing together how something this calculated had happened in the middle of the afternoon on Dallas Highway. Mo 3 was not a small figure. He had come up from Dallas street music scene emotional style. Art melodic rap, art confessional pain that had earned him a serious following across Texas and beyond. He was hungry, he was talented, and he was building real momentum at the time of his death. His music spoke directly to struggle and survival, and the fans who connected with it felt it deeply. He had collaborations with artists across the South and a growing national profile that made it have to feel that over. His death did not just remove a rapper from the industry, it removed the son, and a man from his community. The history between Mo 3 and Yellow Beezy was no secret. The two had exchanged public shots at each other through diss tracks and social media for an extended period, and the tension between their camps was real and documented. Mo 3's manager, Brandon Ringwater, had also been involved in physical altercation with Beezy inside a Dallas strip club in January 2020, nearly a year before his death, which later resulted in a civil lawsuit. The hostility between these factions had been building for some time. What nobody knew until 2025 was whether that hostility had crossed the line from words and lawsuits into something irreversible. A man named Q1 Dontrell White was arrested on December 9, 2020, just under a month after the killing. He became the first person formally connected to the case. In federal proceeding, White was convicted on firearm charges tied to the Mo 3 shooting and is currently serving a sentence of 105 months, just under 9 years, in federal prison. White being behind bars was not the end of the investigation. It was the beginning of a much deeper environmental the hit that was financing. For years, the name circulated in the streets of the Dallas rap community had known for some time that Mo 3 and Yellow Beezy had tension between them. Diss tracks, social media exchanges, and a history of conflict that was developed. Mo 3 and Trevor Freddie also had a contentious relationship that factored into the dynamics of the Dallas scene. But for years, those were street rumors, internet speculation, and social media. There were no criminal charges connecting either Beezy or Freddie to the murder. That changed on March 18, 2025. The Dallas County grand jury handed down an indictment against Martin Fowler, Yellow Beezy, on the charge of capital murder and declaration. The indictment alleged that officially knowingly caused the death of Melvin Noble. He helped White carry out the killing and some payment 2 days in which you have 0 time for. Unfortunately, DoorDash knows all your neighborhood hotspots. Six of your dinner is all the water is DoorDash. If you got hurt in a car accident, you have to see this. Did you know there could be a check with your name on it for $70,000 or more just for an accident that was not your fault?
most people don't. And the insurance company is hoping you don't find out. You're probably adamant in the last 12 months. Here's what they don't want you to find out. So many people who have been in car accidents in the last 12 months have no idea they're sleeping on a gold mine. People all over the country are getting settlement checks of $70,000, $100,000, sometimes more, without paying a single dollar up front, and without ever stepping foot in a courtroom, only because they checked to see what their accident was worth instead of just owning insurance. Days later, on March 20th, 2024, Easy was taken into custody into the Dallas County Jail. He has since pleaded not guilty and maintains that he had no debt. His initial bond was set at $2 million. The prosecution's case, as outlined in court filings and reported from outlets including the Dallas Observer, USA Today, and NBC DFW, financial records that prosecutors say show Conway with $40,000 in cash paid to people surrounding. His testimony wasn't to be used that day. It's also linked to a higher arrangement with surveillance data records were used to place multiple suspects near the scene before the shooting occurred. A second man, Devin Maurice Brown, was indicted in connection with the killing as well, though his specific role continues to be worked through the legal process. Now here's where we got to talk about the real question everybody's been asking. Why is Trap Boy Freddy snitching on Yella Beezy? And to answer that, you got to understand that there are two separate forces at work here. One is personal, one is legal, and both of them are pulling Freddy in the same direction, away from Beezy. The legal piece is where it starts. Leaked court documents show that Trap Boy Freddy was subpoenaed by prosecutors to testify in Yella Beezy's 2026 capital murder for hire trial. Let that land for a second. A subpoena is not a choice. It is a court order. It means prosecutors believe Freddy has information relevant to the case against Beezy, and they are compelling him to appear and testify whether he wants to or not. That is the foundation of the entire scenario. It's not a volunteer. How long you go to the station and offer information? It's legally ordered to show. But in the court, that decision rarely is made. Once those documents hit the internet, the snitch label followed immediately. On the personal side, the friendship between these two men had already been quietly deteriorating long before the indictment dropped. The public image they projected on the years that followed the pressure on that money. Basically, the trouble the shadow of Oakland's dead higher Dallas Madison. Freddy did his own federal DNA gun charge. Somewhere in all of that, the probability that once felt unbreakable started showing practice. By the time Beezy was arrested in March 2025, Freddy was not rallying behind the public recall. On record about how Beezy had sold everything to all this. That is not the move of the man who still was sitting in the back. That is the move of the man who was already visible. But here is where the legal side makes it even more complicated. Freddy is not just a former friend commenting on the sidelines. According to law enforcement, he is himself the one that suspected the same offense. That changed the entire dynamic. He was potentially facing the same investigation as the man who was saying was snitched on. Reasons for complying with the subpoena beyond personal reasons. They go straight to self-preservation. That is the conversation the internet skips over when it slaps the snitch label on somebody else's home. The why is never as simple as the headline. Here is where the story is real complicated. Because when that indictment dropped in March 2025, unfortunately, his name Yella Beezy was indicated that the police also identified Trap Boy Freddy as a wanted suspect in connection with both of these deaths. Forensic sources cited that version of the outlets tracking the case. Law enforcement had developed new leads that implicated Moore in plotting and carrying out the crime. Mo 3 and Trap Boy Freddy had their own history of conflict, and investigators were now looking at whether Freddy's involvement extended beyond words. Now, fam, let that land for a second, because this is where most of the online narrative about Trap Boy Freddy snitching on Yella Beezy completely breaks down. The framing you have seen across social media, YouTube channels, and hip-hop blogs is that Freddy cooperated with prosecutors against his former friend Beezy to escape his own legal jeopardy. That is the narrative, and it makes for a clean, emotionally satisfying story about loyalty broken for self-preservation. But
But the publicly available information does not actually confirm that version of events. What the reporting confirms is this. Both men are being looked at in connection with the same murder. One of them is in custody and on trial. The other, as of the time of this documentary, has been identified as a wanted suspect by authorities. That is a fundamentally different situation than one man testifying against another. The internet, however,
Pokemon.
This nigga really killed me.
Real cards, real prizes.
Yeah, like damn.
Same ritual. Pocket size.
I'm gonna do that whole fucking battle over again. I should have just used the armor.
You're gonna want to sit down for this.
does not slow down for nuance. And when word spread that Trap Boy Freddy's name had surfaced in the Mo3 case alongside Beezy, and when Freddy simultaneously began making very public statements about Beezy's situation, the snitch label attached itself fast. Because in the court of public opinion, optics are everything, and the optics were not clean. What happened next was predictable. Hip-hop blogs leaned hard into the betrayal angle. YouTube channels ran reaction videos. Comment sections filled up with people who had already decided what happened. The phrase Trap Boy Freddy snitching became its own search term, its own headline. And every time Freddy said something publicly about Beezy's situation, it got fed back into the machine as proof of a narrative the public record had not fully established. This is not unique to this case. It happens constantly. When legal proceedings move slowly and internet culture has no patience for due process, a public statement becomes testimony. A known conflict becomes a confirmed betrayal. And the people who suffer the consequences are real people navigating real legal exposure with real futures at stake. Let's talk about what Trap Boy Freddy actually said publicly, because this part is verified and it tells you a lot about where these two men stand with each other. In April 2025, just weeks after Beezy's arrest made national headlines, Freddy gave a widely circulated interview, highlighted by No Jumper, in which he stated plainly that Yella Beezy had sold everything he owned to cover his bond and legal defense costs. His words, as reported by Hype Fresh, were blunt. He indicated that Beezy had liquidated his assets to get out and have a shot at fighting the case, and that it had wiped him out financially. He presented this not with sympathy, but with the tone of a man commenting on someone else's downfall from a comfortable distance. Real tone? That kind of public commentary from someone who was once close enough to call you his brother raised eyebrows instantly. When you named the joint project I'm My Brother's Keeper, and 5 years later you were going on record about how your brother sold everything just to make bail on a capital murder charge, people are going to ask questions, and those questions turned into accusations. But here's where we got to be precise. There is a difference between a man who talks publicly about a former friend's legal troubles and a man who walks into a courtroom and testifies against that former friend. Trap Boy Freddy's public statements as of the information available for this documentary are commentary from a man on the outside looking in, or at minimum, from a man whose own legal situation in this case remains unresolved. What prosecutors may be seeking from him, what conversations have or have not taken place between his attorneys and the state, whether any formal cooperation arrangement exists, that is information that has not been confirmed in public court records or credible media reporting at this time. To say is that the falling out between Beezy and Freddy appears to be real, deep, and long in the making. The precise moment their friendship fractured is not publicly confirmed, but the weight of what happened in November 2020 and everything that came after seems to have driven a permanent wedge. When you are both implicated in whatever way in one of the most high-profile murder cases in Dallas in years, loyalty becomes a complicated concept. Public trust erodes. Self-preservation instincts kick in. And when one man ends up on the
So y'all appreciate y'all watching the stream.
charge, while the other one is out here doing press runs, the contrast speaks louder than any diss track. Now let's talk about the financial piece, because Trap Boy Freddy made it public and it became one of the most talked about elements of this whole saga. Court records reported by High Fresh in the spring of 2025 confirmed that Beezy's bond was initially set at $2 million following his arrest. That is an enormous financial burden for anyone. Beasley's attorneys eventually got that figure reduced to $750,000, and he was subsequently released on bail with conditions that included house arrest. Court documents filed in April 2025 show Beasley even petitioned the court to modify his bond conditions so he could attend his young son's football game, a request the judge denied. When Trap Boy Freddy went public with claims that Beasley had liquidated his assets to fund his legal defense and cover his bond, he was adding a layer of humiliation to an already brutal situation. Whether that framing was entirely accurate, whether it was exaggerated, or whether it was the view of a man looking for ways to publicly distance himself from someone he once called family, that is open to interpretation. What is not in dispute is that fighting a capital murder charge in Texas is financially devastating and legally consuming. These legal team is working, prosecutors are building, and a trial date has been confirmed. Let me break it down for y'all because the courtroom timeline matters here. Yella Beezy was indicted by a Dallas County grand jury on March 18, 2025. He was arrested 2 days later. He has pleaded not guilty. His trial is currently scheduled to begin on February 2nd, 2026, with a pretrial hearing set for January 9th. The charge is capital murder for remuneration, which in the state of Texas carries the possibility of the death penalty. That is the weight of what Marcus Compton.
This download, Dave. You can qualify for up to $500 in 5 minutes or less. Dave helps you when you're needing money, and there's no credit check.
Is sitting with right now. On the defense side, Beasley's legal team has been active in the pretrial period. Court filings from late May 2025 show the defense issuing a subpoena to Securus Technologies, the company that monitors jail phone calls, ordering them to appear in Dallas County Court to testify and provide evidence on behalf of the defense. Subpoenas were also issued to the Dallas Police Department and the Lancaster Police Department, seeking full access to incident reports, arrest records, and prosecution files connected to the Mo 3 murder investigation, as well as records tied to a man named Theodore Thomas. The defense appears to be building an aggressive challenge to the state's case, examining the foundations of the prosecution's narrative and looking for inconsistencies, procedural issues, or alternative angles they can bring before a jury. When we got to address one of the most important parts of this whole conversation, what the internet said versus what the record actually shows. The title of this documentary, like many titles across YouTube and hip-hop media, leads with the most dramatic possible framing. Trap Boy Freddy revealing why he is snitching. And look, that framing gets clicks. It generates discussion. It gets people engaged. But the verified public record tells a more layered story. What we know is this. Trap Boy Freddy has been identified by law enforcement as a wanted suspect in connection with the same murder Yella Beezy is on trial for. That puts him in a position structurally different from a cooperating witness who voluntarily provided information against a former associate. His public mockery of Beezy's financial situation generated enormous online attention, but public commentary is not legal testimony. Whether any formal cooperation arrangement exists between Freddy's camp and prosecutors has not been confirmed in public court filings or credible reporting as of this documentary. What the internet did was take his public statements, layer them on top of his subpoena and wanted status, and construct a narrative where Freddy was trading Beezy's freedom for his
appreciate you joining the stream.
narrative is compelling. It fits perfectly into the loyalty and betrayal framework that defines street culture's moral code. But it is built on inference as much as documented fact. And when we are talking about a capital murder case where a man's life is on the table, that distinction matters. The real kicker, though, is what this situation reveals about how hip-hop culture processes moments like this. When Mo 3 was killed in 2020, street-level knowledge circulated privately for years while his family waited for answers. Q1 White was convicted on a gun charge. The deeper questions about who ordered the hit remained unanswered. Now in 2025, those questions are finally being addressed in a courtroom. But the internet rarely waits for that. It writes the verdict first and lets the facts catch up. And in that space between the streets knowing and the courts confirming, reputations are destroyed. And men who once called each other brothers get reduced to their worst possible headline. For Yella Beezy, the worst possible headline is already his daily reality. He is under house arrest, his assets sold off to fund his defense, and his petition to watch his son play football was denied by a judge. He is preparing to walk into a Dallas courtroom in February 2026, facing a charge that carries the death penalty. He has maintained his innocence, and his legal team is fighting hard. But the weight of this case, financially, legally, personally, is documented and real. For Trap Boy Freddy, the situation is its own kind of complicated. A man who once stood next to Yella Beezy and made music about brotherhood is now, according to law enforcement, a wanted suspect in the same case that has
high quality premium t-shirts, sweatshirts, and different products on their site. This has its own unique catalog of.
All right, let's get into the court side of this because we got actual video footage. The court heard repeatedly the name Roy Lee Pate regarding how this feud got started. Basically, the grand jury testimony, and Louisville PD even asked the defendant, "Does this feud have anything to do with Roy Lee Pate?" He said, "I think so." Now, the shooting and the death of Roy Lee Pate will not be admitted as 404B evidence against the defendant who committed it. It's merely going to be suggested as the starting point between the feud between the parties. And we know that it has something to do with this feud because hours after his death, the defendant is shot while driving home multiple times. Louisville PD asked Kelton the next day that the vehicle that pulled alongside of him belongs to the decedent's head of security. 2 months later, more Sprinter Band shot up. Now, both of these shootings are not extraneous offenses committed by the defendant. They are not other acts committed by the defendant. They are not 404B evidence. Rather, they are contextual, pre-existing events that led and explain why the offense occurred. They go to motive, Your Honor. Because 2 months after Moore is shot, or his Sprinter Band shot up, the decedent releases his song 219. And in that song, he makes certain declarations that he is responsible for both shootings. Now, these declarations, these statements against interest, leave no doubt in the defendant's mind who's responsible for the attempt on his life or the attempt on Moore's life. It is the state's theory, Your Honor, that the defendant and co-conspirator Moore conspired to finance the murder in retaliation for the attempts on their life. The state's case is further supported by the subsequent events that occurred afterwards. We heard from Detective Barnes concerning the Unruly Citizens concert. There, Detective Barnes' partner felt they needed to step in because the violence had escalated.
Hello? Yeah, I literally was finna hit you because I think I'm doing this dungeon that you was talking about yesterday. The fucking, what's it called? Yeah, under the waterfall. Under the waterfall. I'm here. I'm here, yeah. Are you good? Yeah. Alright. Bet. Just send me a party invite.
Where you playing at, nigga?
In his room. Nah. What happened? Huh? Mm-mm. Basically, like, what? Oh, yeah. Not really insane, actually. It's not insane, but that's wild. There you go. I see you here. Alright. Yeah, I'm finna change my shit too. You said it's Storm, Balance, Death, and who we're gonna verse? For sure, I'm good too. Huh? Oh yeah, back. I believe it. God damn.
Come, brother. The fools have challenged all of us.
Okay, so yeah, we're good. As long as there's no ice. So there was never no ice because I took off my ice. Oh, you weren't done? You do? I said defeat him. It doesn't even say read the book. 6,000. 7,000? Oh shit, no. Mhm. I already know that battle was hard as fuck. Sir, you gonna okay. That's me throughout. Yeah.
Why after trusting our we have the V lab to get you see the defendants or hear him. It's good to say that he
Novig. Trade and predict sports. Get it today.
The absolute very first thing you have to get with your addiction is the withdrawal aspect of it. You're just simply not going to get it. Now there's that I can get it. Right? So, first line thing, get another show them care less. So I think our grid admission staff does a good job of that. The very next thing they do, they get them on medication, almost immediately, to handle the initial withdrawal symptoms. Listen, you just experience. If you can handle the physical aspect of withdrawal, then we go into the medical, right? So medication, you enter therapies. You have a whole group. We're all close together, and you treat kids. And then finally, the last part is what we step in. See, the internet has tricked people into verifying.
My fault. It's crazy. I don't think that pumpkin move gonna kill him first kill. Dang, I ain't even know she. Yeah, so they can. How you gonna do that shit? Crazy. Dang, already? I'm finna use that shield armor though. I think I got one. Like they all trying to just get rid of me. Yeah, I don't have no fucking health. I hope I don't get cracked. Everything else got me. No. But if I die, don't and you win, I still stay alive, don't I? I don't even have no potion bottles. I didn't go get none. You are defeated. Flee. So if I join back, if I flee, I can come back with the progress and everything? Or the dungeon will reset? Alright. Yeah, I'm gonna wait till you lose. If we both lose, fuck it. Cause I think if I win, um, I think if you win, I'll still be alive. Let's see. I'll just take that risk. That's a fucking mob. Yeah, that unless you like max level. These are max level fights right here. Oh fuck. Oh shit. Yeah. Mm-hmm. No. No, I was saying, yeah, I was talking down basically. I was like, I don't think it's gonna kill me in one round, but shit, it's better than nothing. Shit. Dang! I didn't even get this. Nah, 1800, he got that. Just finish this. Kill this nigga. Oh, that's crazy. Deck shuffle, yeah. Hmm? You say you were fucking around? That shit breaking up, but I think I get the gist. You were saying you were fucking around trying to heal me before you kill this nigga. Yeah, we good. And you took away. Yeah, exactly. They didn't even give me my fucking pips. Wow. I had like 10 of them bitches. I was gonna go crazy. Nigga, I don't, that's what I'm saying. I don't have any pips. I gotta go through rounds to get the pips. That's why I was saying kill this nigga if you can. No, I wanted you to run through it. Run through these niggas. I can't do nothing with these niggas. I'm here as Robin, nigga. You're Batman, nigga. Save Gotham City, man. Nigga, I'm Robin. You're Batman. Yeah, I'm just the sidekick, man. We are. I mean, on the last one, probably, yeah. I mean, yeah, on the last dungeon, because we got three of these. That's what I'm saying. I wanna, and I'm still doing story mode shit. So, because I didn't even expect to come here, so I'm running through this hoe pretty fast, for sure. That was faint. Yeah. All I have is attack cards. Yeah, I'm gonna pass. Yeah, but you wanted me to attack. You just didn't want me to attack on this round. Yeah, that's four. That's 200. 200. I'm trying to get my ice wyvern because he gets to 400. He's the most powerful. I'm gonna steal one of his shields. I think he got one. So whatever he got, I'm taking it off him. Yeah. All right. I got Blizzard. That's also my most powerful. Basically, the Blizzard is, but it's not no one hit thing. I got five already. I knew it. I was just gonna say it unless I feel it. It's five pips. Oh no 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 no. Yeah. Uh-huh. Mhm. How much was that? Oh wow. I thought I took that 740. It's not gonna kill him, but I can Nah, you can kill him. Shit, pass. Finish. I just hit this nigga for 1100. Finish this. We got two more dungeons to do, my guy. Look. This ain't the only. This was the only one. No, 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 no. I thought. Damn. Yeah, he's done. Um. Talk to Valgord. Oh, so this was the only mission? This was the dungeon? The only bosses we had to fight? Oh shit. I keep forgetting. Okay. Where the book at? Right here? Yeah, it doesn't even give me the option to read that shit. Alright. I went back to the main place to go talk to bro. I be doing this lives for like 2 hours. I'll be running through some shit for sure.
You have done your
That's what I need to do. I know I got more cards I can get. Now that I'm 39, I think.
You're a long way from home.
Shit.
You don't belong here. Let's see how you'll fit in a cage. Got an armadillo? What the fuck is this nigga? Nigga look like an armadillo with an alligator. You better not fizzle. You better not fizzle. For real. So yeah, I appreciate y'all joining that stream. Did my stream save from my last one? Yeah, I got another subscriber. Three likes. It's going up. Yeah, bro, you definitely need to start streaming too. On YouTube, through your PlayStation, just do the broadcast. Click on that left little button on the left, top left of the controller, and go all the way to the right. And you should see the antenna sign. It look like antenna broadcasting signals, and it'll say broadcast.
Have you come to
And then
free
you
me?
connect
I
your
won't rest my
YouTube account, and then if you have, like, I think you need like 40 subscribers or 60 subscribers, then you can go live. Huh? You gotta have a certain number of subscribers to go live. They don't just let anybody just go live, like, because you can just start a new account and go live. But it might have changed, but I think it didn't change. I don't think it changed. See, you wouldn't be able to post it. Yeah, until you build your subscriber count up. So I mean, unless you want to go live on Twitch, you can go live on Twitch with no followers. I just get more engagement on YouTube. So, yeah, it's more people active, like, that'll just interact with new streamers on YouTube rather than on Twitch. Like, it's more botted, and people on Twitch is like everybody who's known for streaming on Twitch. So they don't take it as serious. Rather than YouTube, it's like, okay, you know, YouTube,
What are
what you
you
got going
doing?
on?
Get out of
More
here!
interested. Which is weird. It's both a streaming platform, so shit. But YouTube's coming around, so now it's starting to die down. But before it die, nigga, free clout, free clout. You can build yourself up. That's what I'm about. Free clout, bitch ass nigga. Scrap. And it took the one that I don't need. But I'll take it. Really, I do need all three. Shit, appreciate you.
Ah, shit. Fuck. Yeah, I need to get rid of these. Yeah, all of this shit. Fuck that nigga. Where's my health? Oh my god. Nah. There we go. I definitely won now. That should be what, 4 times, so 600? 500? I think 500. Fizzle! I needed that! Ah, nah, they trying to kill me. They literally trying to get me out of here. Yeah, pull up if you got time. I might be cooked on this card. No, no. 78 health left. This nigga got over 1,000, I think, still. What was that? Actually, yeah, I'm able to use my shield, so now I should be good. Think he gonna pass? I knew it. Oh my god, no pass? Oh, bet. Yeah, I'm gonna kill this nigga. You really good, huh? Wow, you can just stay and watch at this point. What do I want to do? Yeah, I'm still attacking. I'm going pip for pip at this point. We going attack for attack. All right, now do it. What are you talking about? You wanted me to attack on this next one or this one right here? You should be cooked now. Wow, they gave me weak ass cards. Fire cat. Sorry, I wasted it. Bizzle. I'll take it. Better use that blizzard. Kill this nigga. Oh, ice trap too. Oh, you can attack now? I was gonna use that 30% with that blizzard and finish this. How long you gonna be gone? The fuck is that? Wow. The finger from the heavens. Shit, it better than nothing, gangy. He already does, but I'm gonna hit this nigga for it. Yeah, it should kill him. Nah, it ain't gonna kill him, but he'll be dead on this next round. Unless you just got like a basic hit card. Oh, it did. Wow, he got 5 health or something left. Because he had 2 something. This nigga got 1. You could sneeze on this nigga and kill him. Like, just fizzle. Bruh, wasting my fucking time. Gonna get all of that back. Get that dumbass out of here, nigga. Appreciate it.
You find the cell key tied on a cord around the jailer's neck.
Yeah, I gotta finish this quest.
Thanks, Rick.
I forgot I was on live. Fuck. Damn.
You spoke with Scully.
Mhm. Meet your maker. Come on, me. Oh, this nigga you playing with.
Shit I do, you know? Yeah, hey.
These will do. We must.
Appreciate you joining the stream. What's good? Collect old bombs. Straight ahead.
You collect the old bone. You find an old eye of newt. You fill a small bottle with pure ice water.
Excellent. Now, you must place the Eye of Newts and the Old Bone into this cauldron to add their mystic essences to your spirit totem.
The items you added quickly dissolve into the liquid in the cauldron. Soon the liquid is absorbed into the spirit totem. It seems to glue.
Now.
I'm tired of this shit. Alright, y'all, I'm